You know what happened? Twitch just told me there was an application error. Which super sucks. Are we good now? Twitch, are we friends still? I'm just trying to tighten everything. It's a little off angle, that's okay though. Yeah. Look at us. Look at me. Anyway, okay. Painting my Lychguard. I made this water too soapy. I've been wanting to paint these guys because I had this guy built a long time ago. The quality's not that great. I had this guy painted a long time ago, and I really wanted to finish painting him, but I thought his base wasn't that good. Also, he had no teammates, so I just didn't paint him. Honestly, terrible move on my part. I could have had my perfect sized army a long time ago, but instead I just ignored it. I have a lot of troops, and a lot of the other minis I paint are like D&D minis. So let's start on his blade, maybe. So we're just gonna cover it in lead belcher. Completely base coat it. You know, no, it's okay if I'm using this brush. It's a big enough brush. What I like about mini paint is how quick it dries. Yep, so just completely coat it. Fucking silver. Sorry you can't see it that well. Let me get up here. I wish I had pegs to paint on. It's like cool little stands or something. I'll put my paint over here so you guys don't have my arm in your camera's way most of the time. My camera's way, I mean. Yeah. So this is going to be completely base coated silver. I'm going to let that dry for a second. I think this goes on this dude. So yeah, let's just do all of those. I'm going to use my large brush instead though, just to make it a little bit faster. Oh, sorry. Ever since I first got into Warhammer, years and years ago, my dad kind of just handed me a book. I think it was at the time the newest rulebook, which might have been 7th or 8th edition. So I was just floored of how cool the Necrons were. My first army was not the Necrons. I got my Necron army going, I think, Christmas last year, maybe 2019 Christmas, or 2018. I'm sorry. Anyway, so he got me the starter box, but when we first started playing, because he wanted to get back into it, because he saw I had a great interest in it, and I was like, yeah. He was like, what if I got us a starter box? And at that time, the newest starter box, because nothing interesting in the Warhammer universe was happening, it was just the Chaos forces against Space Marines, like always. It was that starter box. It was cultists, a couple Chaos Space Marines versus, I think, like a Rhino, and a couple... It might have been Rhino versus Rhino, too. I forgot which one of us had a Rhino. Anyway, super simple box. And that's when he first showed me how to paint, which was super interesting to me, because it's super different than painting a canvas. I would still recommend watching, like, Bob Ross to this, because happy little accidents always happen in miniature painting. I'm going to start on the shield, too. This is also just going to be completely silver for now. I'm sorry, I'm painting all these off camera. I might as well just put my camera down here. I did beat up these shields a little bit. I cut off some parts. I'm a big fan of adding personality to miniatures. Even the most simple warrior should have at least a little bit of personality, in my opinion. I know Warhammer's about masses and masses of unnamed faces dying, but I mean, like, every soldier has done its own thing, you know? I'm betting every live soldier has wiped out an entire squad by itself or something. Like, done something cool. So I wanted a place as isolated as a jungle, to have those sorts of warriors fighting it, similar to the Aztec and Mesoamerican people of Central and South America. I chose a color palette just kind of randomly. Recently, I've been really into Lovecraftian stuff. I even started reading The King in Yellow by Robert W. Chambers. Really good book. Really, really good book. Really unsettling, too. But really good book. My favorite part of painting miniatures is choosing the color palette. So when I was choosing my color palette for these, I of course took inspiration from what I like, and I really like, right now, I'd say right now, like, besides soft pink, my favorite color would be this kind of, like, metallic bronze I put on his gun. Can't see it that well over camera, but it looks decent. And I really like that, like a Lovecraftian greenhouse kind of color. It's just, they kind of inspire a sort of uncomfortable color, really. Like, you can't really tell what kind of metal it's made out of. You're like, oh, it could be iron with a paint, but I would have no idea of knowing. Unless you're like a anime level of good blacksmith. Like, one time you blacksmithed so hard that you crumbled half of New York City or something. One thing I hate about metallic paints is how much they get into the bristles of your brush, which is why I use soap along with my stuff. So I'm gonna let these hang out for a second. I'm just gonna let these chill, but next time I touch these, next time I touch these weapons, it's going to be with Warplock Bronze. I'm going to completely base coat them in that. Just the weapons. Not my, not the arms. The arms stay lead belcher. But I'm going to start on the bases for these guys. So, I wanted these guys to be, like, kind of high in the mountains, you know? As they are high in... is this also black? Did I just grab 2 black paints? And Jesus. As they're high in, I guess, the hierarchy of the Necron order in this fictional place I made, they're high in the landscape. So I just wanted to make these, like, dark colored mountains. So what I'm gonna start doing is mixing white and black, obviously, to get some gray. I thought I already had gray on me, but I don't. And honestly, mixing black and white to make gray is not the most efficient and not my favorite way to make it. But it does allow for a little more customization. I usually add a little color in, too. Like a little bit of blue, so it's not just a standard gray, but I'm not going to do that for this. Anyway, so I'm just going to start lathering the rock in this gray. It's okay if I get it on the mini. It'll all be painted over soon. When I first started this hobby, I thought all I could use is what Citadel provides for me. I can't use other brands. I can't use... I dare speak of craft paint. But craft paint works just as well. It's all paint in the end. It's just Citadel also makes miniatures, you know? So it's like, I should trust these guys. Which you should. I love Citadel paints. They work really well. They come in cute little canisters. They have great colors. And they often list the types of colors you need for miniatures. I'm pretty sure Games Workshop, on their YouTube channel, they upload painting guides for minis. That's where I learned how to paint my Militarium Tempesta Scions, which is where I started my new paint collection. All of this paint is semi-completely new. I haven't had these paints for more than a year. I haven't had to go out and be like, oh, I need more Abaddon black. I have had no need to do that. The only time I did need to do that, actually, I've had once. I had to go out and get more silver. Because I wanted lead belcher. The other silver I have is not lead belcher color. It's a it's more of like an actual silver, like it's very bright metallic. So I don't use it that often because it's such a loud color, and I like using quite drab colors. Just because it makes everything a little easier, a little nicer. And loud colors, it's hard to mix loud colors. Like, it's hard to find something that mixes well with another loud color. Oh my god, my hand's completely blocking. I'm so sorry. Like Noise Marines? Noise Marines, I love them, but I will never own them. I'll never buy a set of Noise Marines. Mark my word. It's just so hard to use such bright colors all together. For me. I'm sure... Oh, fuck. I'm sure there's some people that love using loud colors. Like, if they had to sketch something and not use pencil crayons afterwards, they would simply cease to exist. But I'm one of the people that prefers sketching to anything else. I'm just trying to get in all the crevices here too. Cork has a lot of little holes. Corkboard, at least. That's what I used to make these rocks. Using layers of corkboard, you can make really interesting rocks and cliff sides and stuff. So he's just completely coated in a dark gray. I'm going to do that for the other two here too. I might need to make more in a second, jeez. Now you might have noticed that they look a little bright on top. That's because I coated them completely. And then after coating them in... I didn't use black, I used dark umber, I'm pretty sure. Just because I don't have any black. And personally, I like dark umber a little more for these Marines. Or not Marines, troops. After I completely primed them, I sprayed a little bit of white directly above them, just to give the an undercoat of like light, just an artificial shading, and it works pretty well. It's the bone that usually I put the bone on the top there too, so it makes the bone look a lot brighter, but it still looks pretty nice because it's kind of like a splattery gradient to a darker color, which is the darker lead belcher all around it. For these minis, I did something pretty controversial. I hot glued them to their bases, which, don't put my head on a stake, but was super easy. I just put a little bit of hot glue on a toothpick and then I spread it on the bottom of the miniature's feet. I'm gonna have to make more gray. It's like 1 part white, 2 parts black. No more black. I might need to get new paper towel. I might need to get new water too. I made this way too soapy. That is my fault. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just setting something up. Here, get a nice view of my minis. Sorry, That one was really close up, really blurry. My dad will rain on my ass for making them on such high up pedestals. Because tactically, terrible idea. But, I also don't care. I prefer having... I prefer having nice looking minis than functional minis. You know? Oh, this is a really dark black. Really dark gray. This is way different than what I made there. Gonna thin it out a little bit, jeez. How much? Oh yeah, that's way darker. I kind of like this more. I'm just gonna quickly dab it all over the stone I previously painted. Just dabbing it. I'm not gonna try to get it in anywhere. Oh, I might need a thinner brush. Yeah, that looks a little more mountainous. I kind of just threw these bases together. Not these minis. These minis took a long time. It was pretty easy too. I just ripped up some corkboard. You can see I still have some cork rock. I also really like when my minis match up with my scenery. And a lot of my scenery is really jungly. I can show you some a little later on the stream. I'm just gonna wait for the craft paint dries a little slower. So I don't want to start doing this yet. This is gonna be bone, and I don't want to start doing the bone because I'd like to do all the bone at the same time, just for rhythm, you know. It took me a while to do the bone last time when I was doing these because I practice a little bit on a piece of cardboard because I don't have just random pieces of plastic like a professional painter or like an Instagram page with more than 500 followers. Which also, I have an Instagram page with less than 500 followers. You should go follow it and like my posts. Let's put that on your to-do list right now. I didn't get this guy's base, so I just made some of the same gray I made earlier. I'm just gonna... This guy's base is a little different because he has a bridge. He's standing on a bridge. So I'm gonna paint that bridge like wood. It's gonna be a pain in the ass because I've never painted wood before. Never in my life. So it'll be a new thing for me. Hopefully it'll look nice. Just trying to get all up under the bridge, all up under him. See, there's a lot of rocks that go on an up angle, depending on what way you look at it. What I love about painting rocks is you can be the messiest. Just be a messy, messy man. Or woman. There's, what's her name? Dana Howell on Instagram has some of the best airbrushing I have ever seen on minis. I think she plays Age of Sigmar, so they got a lot of ghosts and stuff, and her spirits damn, they look nice. I always show my girlfriend whenever she does it, because I really want an airbrush, so I can do stuff similar to that, because I really want to start an Age of Sigmar army. I really want to start a Blood Legion army. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Playing vampires. The vampires in Age of Sigmar are probably the best vampires I've ever seen written. They're like bloodthirsty monsters that all believe they're like fancy aristocrats. It's so funny. Also, Age of Sigmar, one thing that scares me about it is the rules. They got some complicated rules. Because they have, like, actual magic. In Warhammer, it's just psychic abilities, and like 2 or 3 in a 1500, 2 or 3 models in a 1500 point army will have a psychic power. But in Warhammer Fantasy, a lot of things have magic. The magic's pretty dull. It's like D&D magic, but like 5th edition magic. 5th edition magic is god awful. Anyway, I think we could start painting the weapons. So we did this all in Lead Belcher. Now it's time to apply Warplock Bronze. Again, I'm just going to use a large brush for this. So, just on the end of the brush. Oh, sorry. That might not be able to focus. My phone has to refocus a lot. I'm sorry. I'll back it up a little. So just on the end of the brush, we're gonna go over the entire blade in Warplock Bronze. Everything that isn't the arm is gonna be Warplock Bronze now. Warplock Bronze is really, really, really thin, so it'll show the Lead Belcher super well under it. I think Warplock Bronze might be my favorite paint. It looks so nice on Lead Belcher. It makes such a crisp bronze color. A bit like a dark twisted bronze. Sorry, I'll move that up closer so you guys could see. Thought my power button was sorry if I'm holding it for long, but like a really nice dark bronze that I like a lot. And then we're gonna do the same to the other blade. Everything but the arm is gonna be bronze now. Seeing the color. Oh my god, my dog. Being a noisy little boy right now. Like, seeing the color slowly evolve, I guess is the right word. Probably not, but seeing your colors come out on a figure is like the biggest rush of dopamine. Also, if you get any paint on the fingers like I did on this one, that's okay. Here. You can't really see it on camera, but I got a little bit of paint. That's okay. Because I can just go back over it with lead belcher, a little bit of lead belcher on a detail brush, and I'll be okay. Okay, so now those two are done. So it's the shield's turns. Oh, fuck. Just gonna use my large brush more. It's probably my most used brush today. Don't usually use that often because I don't have a lot of large figures. I think the largest figure I have is a Necron Stalker, which is a spider tank. So again, simply we're just going to go all over it with Warblock Bronze. Both sides, the shields do have arms connected to them, so be careful of that if you're trying to paint with my colors. This is a completely made up army for Necrons. Necrons aren't ever in the jungle. Well, I'm sure they're in some jungles, but they don't look like this. They don't wear bone. They don't have this cool metal. I just prefer having my own color scheme for my own armies. But look how nice that looks. Two, can't see it. Two thin coats of Warblock Bronze. That looks like a time machine. You get some paint on your hands, and that's okay. Miniature paint washes off like nothing. I'm on the back now, so I gotta be a little more careful because the arm is there. Show a little more restraint with my paint. I've been thinking of streaming Smite a little more, and then uploading the VODs onto YouTube. I'll probably upload this VOD onto YouTube. Oh, I can't because I'm not streaming on computer. Well, I can download the file and then do that. Oh yeah, that looks amazing. That looks so nice. I love this technique. So we're going to do that to the next shield. But we're not going to glue them onto the figures yet. I'm probably not going to... I'm going to paint this guy off cam. We're going to focus on the other two for now. He's the family fuck up. I did him first, and I did him a long time ago, long before I understood the complexities and annoyances of gluing your limbs on before priming, which I wish I knew, But I didn't. But I know now, and I built these guys and primed them within a couple days. So simple, really. We're gonna get this nice badass color. I don't think I'll edit the video either. I'm really thinking about putting this on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, then I did it. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you're watching this right now, double thank you for watching. You get double thanks. I wish I had a top-down camera too. My mother very generously allowed me to use her ring light. So I think I'm going to use her ring light now. Not all the time. Like when she needs it, she uses it because it's hers. But I will probably stream more often, maybe. It depends. Thank you. I also think it looks so good. So we have shields, war scythes. We're not going to do that back rib cage. That back rib cage goes on this guy. And his base still hasn't dried. So we're just going to wait for the Warplock Bronze to dry a little bit. We're going to grab my detail brush. Just a little bit of water, just to soften up the bristles a little bit. And we're going to go for Gehenna's Gold. No idea who Gehenna is, but I love his gold. Look at that. Now this is going to be our highlight. Oh, wait, you couldn't see that. Look at that. Oh, you could see it. Okay, I'm sorry. My stream is a little behind on my computer. So we're just going to wait for this to dry a little bit. What colors... I don't remember exactly what colors I need to do the energy effects and all that. But I know we start with Calibite Green, Cabalite, and then we go over with Warpstone Glow. And highlight with White Scar, Baharoth Blue. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yep. So it's just these four. Easy. Not going to do the energy quite yet, but I'm going to put these aside. Why aren't my files all up on my windowsill where they belong? I do have Blood for the Blood God. I think I might use that today. Depends. What time is it? 2:07? Well, I'm shutting down the stream at 2:30. So... because I have somewhere to be, so maybe I'll get to use it. It depends. Okay, I think these are nice and dry now, so we're gonna lightly, be very sparingly with this, dip into Gehenna's Gold. I can barely even tell. If someone would be like, is there any paint on this brush? I'd be like, no, I don't know. And then we're just gonna go on the edge. We're going to highlight. It gives it kind of this like effect, like a like it's a very lost in time weapon. I guess I got a lot of inspiration for the weapon color from Time Machines. From how I perceive Time Machines. So yep, just simply highlight it. So you're not supposed to be like, oh, there's Gehenna gold on that. Just a mere hint that it's on there. And I only put it on the blade, but I'm gonna put some on the spike on the top. It's kind of the power coupling. Kinda. Yeah, that was easy. And we're just gonna do that to everything else too. I'm just gonna highlight. Oof, I went really heavy on the highlight there. That looks better. I don't know why I didn't, but you should, when you're doing highlights, maybe test how heavy the paint is on your nail first before you go in. Just so you don't get too much on there. I usually just do it on the edge of my nail. Because an edge of the nail is very similar to edge of minifigure weapon. Anyway, so those are the two war scythes done. So I'm just going to wash off some of the paint off of my detail brush. This is my most treasured brush. I want it to stay in nice condition. And we're going to dip back in here. For the shield, I'm gonna put it mostly around the inner circle. So I'm gonna, yeah, like that. And then on the inner kind of spine of the shield, I guess. Don't know what to call that detail. Down the middle of the shield, I'm also gonna put very light highlight there. And on some of the ribs too. Just gonna brush downwards. Gives it kind of a glow all down the middle. And then on the power coupling at the top. On the inside, we don't need to have any highlights. It's the inside. It's going to be dark in there, no highlights. Gehenna's gold separates super quickly, so you're going to need to shake it up every once in a while. All the metallics separate semi-easily. I'd say Warplock Bronze and Leadbelcher are the two least likely culprits. But then Gehenna's gold is like the worst for that. Oh, I'm re-highlighting the same one. Couldn't even tell until I saw down the spine. So yep, just go around the insides, touch the power couplings a little bit. That's what I'm going to call them, power couplings. That's what they look like to me. And then along the inside of the side. And then just directly down the middle. It makes a really nice glowing effect. And when we add the energy effect, the energy effect will really draw your eyes towards it instead of the other colors. Easy. So I think the craft paint is mostly dry. It's dry where it needs to be. So My old friend Leadbelcher and we're gonna go back around, go back through it. We're gonna... I almost grabbed my wash brush. Gonna grab my large brush. I always mix those two up. They look really similar. Besides one being blue and the other one being black. They're both like the same size. But anyway, we're just gonna go back over the entire mini with Leadbelcher. Goes feet. His feet are a little gunked up because he has some craft paint on it, but it's okay. Leadbelcher is a base paint, so it's a lot thicker than if you were to put a layer paint on it. I'm just gonna go all around. There is another part that I think I might give the same treatment as the weapons, actually, now that I see it. It's this loin cloth. I don't know if I'd call it a cloth, but it sure covers his loin. That is way too high. Come on, Jaden, put it down on camera for them. Yeah. I think we're gonna make that also Warplock bronze. Dip a little more in that, and bada bing, bada boom. The back kind of fucked up there. The back does not, well, my back at least is not going to be Leadbelcher. So I'm just going to wipe off some with my fingers. It's okay, I'm going to put another base paint over it. So everywhere under the shoulders, and not the back, is going to be Leadbelcher. A lot of the, I don't want a lot of the focus to be on the body. So, I feel with Necrons, a lot of their points of interest are their heads, obviously. It'd be their heads, their weapons, and their chest. So the upper 2/3 of the body, or the upper half of the body, because legs are long, is all, it's where all the attention is supposed to be. So I really like to bring that out in them by making them mostly the same color. By making them mostly this silver. And then making their upper halves faintly silver. They have a glow on their chest. They have the adornments on their helmets. For these specific models, they have adornments on their helmets. And couple other details like their backs, their spines. I like making their spine silver. I'm gonna make their spine silver, but this guy's shoulder blades are going to be bone, like my other minis. I just gotta cover him a little more. His little loincloth, inner spine. I guess not inner spine, but they got weird bodies. Also action poses. I love action poses on minis. If a miniature is doing something, I think that miniature is immediately 10,000 times as cool as if it was doing nothing. A miniature just standing there with a weapon is a lot more boring than a miniature rolling out with a weapon. Or a miniature, fucking vibing with a weapon. Wow, this stream is gonna work out really well. It's gonna finish right at 2:30, which will like basically be right on the 1 hour mark. Yep, so they're all base coated with lead belcher now. They're lower parts of their bodies. Just so I know where, I'm gonna use my main bone color, which is Xandri Dust. And I'm not gonna use my big brush. I'm gonna use my standard brush. To just go over where I need to. So on this miniature, it'll be his shoulder blades and his helmet. Xandri Dust is kind of thin, so you might need to do 1 or 2 coats. Get their face too. A lot of parts of these minis are very angular, so highlights play a big part of it. And you know what else highlights play a big part of when you're painting them? Bones. For some reason, if you don't add a bucket load of highlights to a bone on a mini, it does not look good at all. Not even saying that like as like the community says that. I'm saying that as like your eyes telling your brain says that. Your eyes looking at an unhighlighted bone for miniature stuff, they're gonna be like, what the hell am I looking at? So start with Xandri Dust, easy peasy. Got him all. His base is still pretty wet, so I'm getting a lot of gray on my hands. Just getting the inside of his shoulder pads. Anything we mess up, we can go back over later. It's not the end of the world. But that's what they should look like by now. Silver bodies. Again, this is only if you're, excuse me, painting along with me. That was extremely unprofessional, honestly. This guy kind of looks like Bigfoot. Anyway. We have 8 minutes left. So I'm going to do this guy later, and I want to show you guys at least one gem. Just a little treat. So we're going to start off with Calibite green. We're just going to grab a little bit. And we're going to, the center part of the shield, make that all Calibite green, that whole rock. Already grabs your attention, kinda, you know? Come on, focus. Come on, camera. Yeah. So, then, all you need is one layer of Calibite green. It is a layer, but honestly, I think it might be made as a layer. I don't know why they call it that. I think it should be a base. Because it's so thick, and you don't really need to do anything for it. Layers, you kind of need to babysit them. So anyway, we're going to go over to... yeah, and Warplock Bronze is a base. That's also weird to me. Warplock Bronze should be a layer. Anyway, grab the smallest hint of Warpstone Glow and put it where you want the light to be coming from. So I think this one is going on this guy. So where's the light coming from on him? Let's say top right. So we're gonna... kind of make like a little crescent moon on your shield for... oh, I'm sorry. Kind of make like a little crescent moon on the gem. So it looks like that. Already giving us that kind of like a gem energy feel. And then again, just wipe that away. I gotta wash my hands after this. My hands kind of look like a Jackson Pollock painting, covered in paint. And then the last part. The last part is 1 dot of white scar. And that's it. That's how I do it. I do that rinse and repeat for every dot I can find. Just alone on this one, I can see 7 more. Now, 4 of those ones are just going to be Calibite green. Nothing else. Nothing added onto them. But 3 of them, I'm going to detail like this. But I really like this color scheme that I made. I honestly wish they used this on real minis. But I'm happy I get to use it on my own. I'm not gonna use... I don't use washes on this color, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna continue. It looks good without a wash. I was just inspecting that mini. If I do put washes, because I honestly didn't remember midway through saying that. Baharoth Blue, I only use this for wires. So I do the exact same technique without the white scar. So for a wire, like this guy has wires coming out of the bottom of his chest. So, so you go over with Calibite Green, and then somewhere in the middle, usually like the part where it's hanging down, the middle hanging part, you go over with a very, very thin coat of Warpstone Green. And then if it's a bumpy wire, then you go over on top of the bumps with Baharoth Blue. If it's just a smooth wire, I still do lines, or sometimes I'll just do a line going down. Like sometimes I'll do I want to show you guys, but I still need to put washes on this guy, so I can't. I'll show you on this guy, because he's holding his weapon most predominantly. On the gun, you can see on the smooth wire, I put Calibite Green, and then I did the Warpstone, and then I did just a straight line of Baharoth Blue. And over here, I used the Baharoth Blue to edge over and create kind of like a glowing energy effect. Which, bangarang, you know? It's sick. Works great. Looks great. Probably my favorite part of this color scheme is the use of green, because I think it makes it all look, it all makes it pop a little more, because it's a lot of brown, a lot of brown. Anyway, thank you so much for coming to the stream. This is a lot of fun. I haven't streamed miniatures before. I think I'm going to continue. Maybe put this on your story or something. Tell your friends if you see this. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like the video. Every like means a lot to me. I don't even care if you're doing it just because I'm asking you to. I'm telling you to like the video. Really nice if you like the video. I'd appreciate it a lot. It'd really give me a lot more a big boost into maybe painting my miniatures more. Because I really would like to share with you guys more on my process and my skill, I guess. I just want to show you guys this. Because I've been learning a lot of things by myself, from other creators. I've gotten a little bit into the community. I've talked with some of the bigger people on Instagram. You guys should definitely check them out. Optimusprimaris, he's amazing. If this goes on YouTube, I will put all of their names in the description of the little group chat we have. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming out, and I hope you have a good week. Actually, have a good week. That's an order. All right. Bye.